Welcome back to another episode of the Cycle Podcast, the show where we cover 4 trending MLB topics in 20 minutes or less. Today, we're going to be hitting the Home Run Derby participants, final All-Star rosters being released, the emergence of the 2022 MLB rookie class, and wrapping things up, as always, with Who's Hot. Joining me once again, back from New York, is Josh, a.k.a. Kablumski. We missed you last week. Big shout-out to Caleb for hopping on the show and filling in for a week. But, Josh, it's always good to see you back. How you doing?
Man, thank you for having me. First off, yes, shout out to Caleb. Great job. Awesome. I hope to see you, meet you. I'm looking forward to this show, man. Let's get it started.
Absolutely. Without further ado, let's hop into our first segment. Our first topic today is going to be talking the Home Run Derby roster that has been announced so far. So that will be Ronald Acuna Jr. and Cal Raleigh, who the last episode they had already announced. Since then, we've seen big and unfortunately, I'm not picking him, but he's going to be a hell of a show. We've also had James Wood, Byron Buxton, O'Neill Cruz, and Junior Caminero announced. So I'm going to go on record right now that my pick, and he should be a heavy favorite to win this Home Run Derby, is O'Neill Cruz. So off the pod, you and I spent some time looking at Savant and StatCast. O'Neill Cruz, all the numbers you want to see for a guy that can win a Home Run Derby, he is at the top of the league in all of them. He's number one in average exit velocity. He's number one in the highest 50% of his balls hit. So if you drop all the pop flies, if you drop some of everybody's softest hit balls, and just take a group of their hardest hit balls, he's way above everybody else. So he jumps even higher among the ranks than just average exit velocity. His bat speed is 100th percentile, tied with the player you're going to pick. And O'Neill Cruz strikes out like crazy. I believe he has struck out for like the 146th time this season. He's just built for a home run derby. Maybe his power doesn't show up as much in the regular season because he strikes out so much. But when he gets a hold of one, we've seen him hit a ball 125 miles an hour. He has 2 or 3 of the highest or the hardest 5 balls ever hit in history. O'Neill Cruz. So when you look at the stadium, they're going to be in Truist Park, a stadium that slightly favors righties, but it's so close, it doesn't really matter. You're not going to pick somebody just based on that. O'Neill Cruz does hit lefty, but he hammers the ball. And in a home run derby, exit velocity is what you want. He's got the launch angle to hit. And I can see him coming in and really putting the league on notice with this home run derby, sort of like Bobby Witt Jr. did last year, coming up second place in the home run derby. People figured out he hits the ball really hard. So with that, I'll turn it over to you. You have a different pick, and obviously you're going with a homer pick here, a guy from your team. And who is that?
Well, first of all, O'Neill Cruz, awesome pick. You cannot go wrong with him. His swing is beautiful. He's a specimen of a human being as an athlete. He's one that, like, your prototypical athlete or where you want your shortstop or your team player to be. He is that person. So shout out to him. Great pick. Real quick, shout out to the Big Dumper as well. It was hard not to pick you as a catcher, but man, whenever I got a hometown kid coming out there, or not a hometown kid, but representing the home field, like, I'm going to represent for my boys. Junior Caminero, he was the only one that could compete with O'Neill Cruz when you're talking about the analytics that you were just talking about. As far as, being on the 100th percentile in bat speed, that's insane. So O'Neill Cruz and him have the fastest bat swing in MLB right now. I'll take that any day, every day. The guy, yes, he's a swing and miss guy, but in the home run derby, you want fireworks. And when you get your pitch every time, he's going to make these guys are going to have fireworks. But I think that these two guys that we are picking especially have that swing and the endurance to go with it, because that's all they know how to do. You know what I mean? Their swing
the heck out of the bat.
Exactly. When you think about it, Cameronero, I think he has 4 home runs in the past 15. With 11 RBIs and whatnot. But the guy is already prepping for this. In today's game, for instance, the guy just swung out of his shoes twice. His helmet came off. Like, the guy is just ready to seriously send a ball a mile. And if I'm going to put my money on anybody, not only is it going to be on Junior Caminero, but it's going to be the person that's representing my Rays in the home run derby. Junior Caminero.
I can't argue with you there, because if Bobby or somebody was in it, I'd go with them as well. Now,
right, which I gotta give flowers to Bobby too. Last year, I did not expect him to do what he did. He surprised the hell out of me. I can tell you that right now. I can go on record, and he showed out. So shout out to him.
It didn't surprise me. Of course, James Wood, another guy that's top 5 in exit velocity, top 5 in a lot of the analytics. This could be a home run derby for the ages. So, but like I said, keep an eye on O'Neal Cruz, Junior Caminero, and James Wood. Metrics just line up for them to put on a show this year. And with that, let's move on to the next night and talk about the All-Star Game rosters. Second topic today is going to be covering some of the replacements made to the All-Star reserves. Obviously, after our last episode released, we had the final reserves announced, backups, so to speak. Since then, we have seen Bregman not playing due to injury. Kershaw, despite being a Legends pick, being allowed to play on the All-Star team, something the commissioner has been doing in recent years. He will not be pitching. Yes, I like it. They did it with Pujols. They did it with Miguel Cabrera. Give him one last run, get an inning in.
Type deal. Yes.
Yeah, I respect it. Yamamoto, due to minor injuries, not going to be pitching in the All-Star game. My beef here is with Jose Ramirez, who will not be he is my boy, and this is part of why I'm so disappointed. I like and respect Jose Ramirez, love his game, been following him for a long time, and finally in recent years, people have realized this is a top 5 dude in the MLB. He was overlooked for a lot of his career. Now, he is saying, due to preparation for the second half, he will not be participating in the All-Star game. And before I get angry, you are a starter. You were voted in by the fans. This isn't something where the league called you up and said, hey, you're an all-star. Your fan base took the time to log in maybe multiple times a day and vote you into the all-star game, which is one of the highest honors you can have. This is a sport that is meant to entertain the fans. This is something that brings a city's fan base together. And for them to come together and vote you in, and for you to just say, no, I'm good. I got a second half to get ready for.
Of course.
Your team's not leading the division. You're falling out of playoff contention. So I understand saying, I got to get my head right. Go out for an inning and then come out. Tell the coach, hey, I'm a little sore. I'm tired. Go out there and play an inning. Go out for the announcement of the starters, so your fans can at least say, oh, there's our guy, all-star. It's, at minimum, it's a slap in the face to the fans. At maximum, maybe you don't deserve to be an all-star starter again. As good as you are, maybe you don't deserve to be voted in again. And maybe I'm being too harsh, but part of what you do is playing as hard as you can so you can get those individual accolades and so you can show out for your fans in a season where Cleveland overall has disappointed. And to say you're not even going to put on the show for these fans that still show up, still turn on the game every day, still follow the team despite being in third place, it drives me up the wall in a sense. And keep in mind, that was a little more toned down than what I said off the podcast. But thankfully, because of this, your boy, Junior Caminero, gets a spot on All-Star reserves. We've also had good, and he deserves it. We've had Isaac Paredes and Zach McKinstry announced. We've had Robert Suarez, Trevor Meagle, and Andrew Abbott announced on the National League, just pitchers. We are still waiting on Juan Soto, Trey Turner, Seiya Suzuki, Rafael Devers, and Michael Garcia to earn a spot on that All-Star team. And of course, I threw in Michael Garcia because he's my boy.
Of
Of
course.
those stubs, and I'm sorry my rant didn't leave you a lot of time. Of
Okay.
those snubs I just gave you, Soto, Turner, Suzuki, Devers, Garcia. Who do you think is most deserving of getting one of those last spots in the small amount of time I left?
I'm gonna say Suzuki, but I think it's more of wow, not one Soto. I mean, when you talk about what the $600 million man, and he's not even like a reservist yet, or not in the picture yet, it's like that's more shocking. But yeah, Suzuki's the guy that is just to me just doing what it takes to get the job done on a team level, but it's also
Yeah.
producing on an individual level as well, quietly, right? And his team is doing good, but he's deserving of it. You know what I mean? I think Juan Soto
Yes.
has gone through like a nice little stretch where he was crushing the ball and was doing his thing. But at the end of the day, has he really been up to the hype and what he's been paid to do? I mean, that can go up for debate. You know what I'm saying? And
He
speaking of
started
debate,
slow. Started
right.
slow.
And real quick before the time runs out, when you're talking about J Ram, it puts a smile on my face because that's your boy, and you're talking so passionate about how pissed off that you are on your boy, and I can feel that pain because it was giving me like LeBron James energy because everybody knows that's my goat. I will go to war about fighting and debating anybody about LeBron James, but I get pissed when why aren't you doing the just slam dunk
Dunk
contest? Like
contest.
what why aren't you doing some of these things that people want to see you do? And yes, we as whatever we do as commentators and as analysts, what we do at the end of the day, we're fans. So yes, we can have that like why not, man? Like come on, So
Yeah.
flowers to you for sticking up for or putting your boy in place. It brought a little tear to my eye because I've done it plenty of times with LeBron on the NBA level.
J
So
Ram, if you
yes.
watch this, call me. Call me.
Yeah.
We'll hash this out.
Come on the pod. We'll talk about it.
Yeah. Hey, and I'll say the same thing to his face because that is
Right.
embarrassing. Our third topic today is just something I thought of the other night. And that is the 2022 rookie class. Things I
Okay.
do when I'm laying in bed, I can't sleep, start thinking about baseball, and I'm looking over these rosters
Okay.
for the All-Star team in the Home Run Derby, and I see, and this is going
Young.
to be a lot of names, Bobby Witt Jr., Riley Green, Jeremy Pena, Stephen Kwan, Julio Rodriguez, Joe Ryan, Mackenzie Gore, Brendan Donovan, all stars, all from the 22 rookie class. We have O'Neill Cruz representing that group in the Home Run Derby. Plus, you have Adley Rutschman, Michael Harris, and Seiya Suzuki, all from that 2022 rookie class. So I'm looking up other historically good classes, and all of them have three or four guys mentioned that were pretty well known superstars. And that makes a good rookie class. You
Okay.
have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 all stars on this
Mhm.
on this group. You also have Adley Rutschman, who has been an all star in the past. Seiya Suzuki, who should have been an all star.
Yep.
And
That's
I'm thinking 4 or 5 years down the road, when all of these guys are sort of the face of the league, we're going to look back at this as could it be one of the best rookie classes of all time? Because Bobby Witt Jr. is a guy who could take that mantle as the face of the league once
mhm.
Aaron Judge and Shohei Ohtani start to get a little older. You have Riley Green, who's an MVP candidate. You have Jeremy Pena, who was a World Series MVP. You have Julio Rodriguez, who obviously won Rookie of the Year and has been put on great performances in the Home Run Derby. And then Joe Ryan, Mackenzie Gore, showing out this year as pitchers. Um,
Stud.
I mean, it's loaded, and it could be historically good. I can see two or three of these guys being potential Hall of Fame dudes.
Mhm.
Definitely Bobby Witt Jr., Adley
Mhm.
Rutschman, if
Oh
he
yeah,
turns things around.
he will.
And then Riley Green and Jeremy Pena, I don't think have reached their best years yet. And Jeremy Pena is putting on a season that's going to get him some MVP votes as well this year. Um, and even like Stephen Kwan, overlooked as a superstar, partly because he came up with that same group with the Bobbies and the Adleys and the Julio Rodriguezes. So I'll turn it over to you. I forgot Hunter Green, also in that class.
Man.
Just it keeps going. So of that group, who do you see as being premier guys as we
Yeah.
move on and watch this group mature and come into their own as the core of the league?
I mean, that's a tough one because you got to throw Bobby in there, obviously. But Adley, to me, stands out. You got to stick to my catchers and show love. But real quick, though, I really got to give flowers to Bobby because when you talk about what he's done and everything like that, um, he gives me like another NBA analogy, Steph Curry vibes. Like, secretly, quietly winning, doing his thing and just, but there's other monsters that are better than him or have that bigger face, that aura than he does right now. So shout out to him. But Adley to me is going to go down. It's tough to say like one of the best Orioles to play of all time when you have the history of what Baltimore's organization has. But he's going to be like a Buster Posey was to San Fran, somewhat of like a saving grace, a rock, an anchor for that organization. And was he at the top pick of the draft?
He got picked right over Bobby.
So and that's. I mean, is there a downgrade with those two picks? No. So it's tough when you're comparing those two. But I gotta stick as a catcher. You gotta stick with your catchers and give them love. Bobby's always gonna get love as the shortstop, as a face of the league. And like I said, he has that Steph Curry like aura about him that some people may go. If you talk to some people, Bobby yourself, like he's going to be one of the GOATs, like of all time when it's all said and done. And some people that you talk to in NBA, they call Steph Curry to go, and respectfully so. But it's just like no, like they were bet, So shout out to Bobby. I got to give him his flowers.
Yeah, and the league is trending toward that 5-tool guy. A lot of teams no longer appreciate a dude who can just mash, who can just play the infield or just play the outfield. Guys who can hit for power, hit for average, steal bases, play Gold Glove defense. And you've got Bobby Witt Jr., Riley Green, Jerry Peñas, Julio Rodriguez, Stephen Kwan. That group that came up, then behind them, you got the Corbin Carrolls and the Ellie De La Cruzes. This group sort of put the league on that trajectory toward what you want from a superstar baseball player. And I don't think a lot of fans understand how big of an impact this group is going to make on the league. And with that, I'll move on from my little rant and my passion project topic, and we'll head into Who's Hot. Our last topic, as always, we cover Who's Hot. And this week, it was tough to do because there's really one candidate, and I took that. So you had to kind of scramble to get another guy who's hot.
Right.
Nobody in the league is hotter than George Springer of the Toronto Blue Jays. Whether or not he knows what pitch is coming can be debated. Obviously, he has that history. Had to throw that out there.
Nice.
In the past 15 games, he has 55 at-bats. He has scored 15 runs, hit 6 home runs, 21 RBIs, 418 average with a 492 on base, a 764 slugging, and an OPS of 1.256. In those 55 at-bats, he has struck out 4 times. So when you look at the Blue Jays and you see where they are in the standings, they have hopped the Yankees. They're now first place in the American League East, competing for one of the best records in the American League as a whole. They're 9-1 in their last 10, and a lot of that, and that's an understatement, is what George Springer has been able to produce. This is a team now that's sort of putting the league on notice. For a while, they were just kind of hovering around 500. As a team, can they continue this when George Springer cools off? Probably not, but you have shown that when your pieces are clicking, the Blue Jays are a difficult team to beat because they can score runs and they've got some serious boppers in that roster, of course, including Vladimir Guerrero Jr. Obviously, a streak like this isn't going to keep up, but it's pretty incredible for a dude like Springer, who in recent years, after leaving the Astros, hasn't necessarily produced like he did in Houston. He's no spring chicken, but clearly he's still got it in his bag, the ability to go bonkers. So I'll turn it over to you. It pains me to talk about Springer like that because, he's a cheater and an Astro. I'll
Right.
turn it over to you. We had somebody comment that we don't talk enough about the Cincinnati Reds.
Right.
I'll let you cover that topic.
Shout out to the Cincinnati Reds. But first, shout out to Connecticut for George Springer. Yes, good pick. There's nobody hot. I hope he cools down, and I hope the whole freaking Blue Jays cool down on their own. Because, like you said, he is like the leading spearheading giant of a mammoth that is just taking over that team, and it's just they're doing tremendous. Talk about perfect timing. Those two are clicking on tremendous levels. But real quick, Cincinnati Reds. Yes, shout out to the Cincinnati Reds. Elizabeth Cruz. Why isn't he a starter? Oh yeah, because he's Francisco Lindor is in New York and he's just that good. But really, 339, 369, and a 516 line right now. The guy is no George Springer when you compare him to those numbers, but the guy is scorching hot when you bring his numbers down to reality, to what the real world is actually working with. But he's kind of playing with a chip on his shoulder too, I believe. And with him doing that is elevating just the play of everybody else around him in a sense that it can make a push into October. Hopefully, I don't know if they will or not make the moves.
They've got the pieces.
They got the pieces to make it work, but are they going to put it together? Is every team's question, right? But especially Cincinnati, when you talk about the pitching stuff that they have, they're young, they can make, and their division is winnable, right? Is that something that
they're a game over 500? Unfortunately, they're 7 games behind the Cubs. In the wild card, though,
is a wild card.
They are 3 games out of the wild card right now. So they could absolutely make the playoffs, especially if Milwaukee cools off, because Milwaukee has now jumped Chicago. Sorry. They are a game behind. Yeah, they're a game behind Chicago. So Milwaukee cools off, the Reds could make it. And Elly De La Cruz keeping them in that discussion right now with what he's able to do all over the field.
And I get that the Cubs are doing their thing. And listen, the Cubs, I'm rooting for them because we've gone on record and talked about PCA and stuff like that. But the Cubs can do Cub things. Like, it's just like the Jets, the New York Jets can do New York Jet things. Cubs can seriously, squander this whole thing and somehow shit the bed. We don't know. But I don't think that the right pieces at the helm, Tito needs to figure it out over there. And I'm a believer in Tito. He's kind of old school and everything like that. But I think that the timing of the modern baseball and the old school, I think that has kind of passed, where if you're not being adaptable or learning how to work with that, it's going to kind of go over your head and you're going to lose, your talent and what you have here and right now. So Elly De La Cruz to me is a stud. He's a phenomenal talent. He's, to me, going to be going down as one of the top generational talents of this era when it's all said and done, because of his body physique and everything and what he's capable of doing as an athlete. He can play multiple positions at a high level, and I'm just a huge fan. And shout out to the Reds. I'm going to make sure that I say shout out to the Reds at least a couple more times and throughout the season, just for all my Reds fans out there.
And Elly, you talk about that old school, new school. Elly is prototype new school guy.
Correct.
A lot of swing and miss, but a lot of pop, a lot of speed. Great arm talent. Yeah, swag out of his mind. Arm talent on the infield. And he is the future of the game. These kinds of dudes. So shout out Elly De La Cruz. Great ball player. Hopefully the Reds can figure it out and put a push on. I guess I don't care what happens in the National League anyway until the playoffs. But with that, we are out of time. Thank you, Josh. Welcome back to the show. It's so good to see your face. And I will be seeing you on Monday when we do our Chaotically Intolerant live stream of the Home Run Derby. So we are going to be meeting up with Alex, our producer from the Chaotically Intolerant podcast, live streaming the Home Run Derby. Obviously, we can't show the feed. We'll be reacting. So if you're watching the Home Run Derby and you want to interact, talk about what's going on, hop over there. I'm going to try to be on TikTok Live. We're going to have Chaotically Intolerant either on YouTube or Instagram. Make sure to tune in for that. Josh, anything to round us out?
Man, first of all, thank you for having me back. Super pumped. I was bummed, but I'm happy that Caleb came on and did his thing. Shout out to Caleb again. Thank you for that. And guys, I know for the people that are asking about my content, I'm going to do better. These guys are on my butt about it. I am going to do better and making sure that I give you guys content that what you guys want to see. If you have any suggestions on what you guys want to see from my end, put a comment down there and let's get this thing going.
Absolutely. And with that, we'll send it out. Thank you for watching. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe. We'll see you next time.